Okay, class. Patapos na. Final chapter na tayo. So, konti na lang naman to. So, we're gonna move on to the summary of findings, conclusions, and recommendation. Okay, how to write it, how to give practical implications, and how to make the most out of it. Siyempre, importante na may results ka moving on to this. And so far, nagawa na natin yung data collection, nagawa na natin yung results. And according to my calendar, ang kailangan na lang natin tapusin is the related literature. And you'll soon find out bakit hinuli natin yung related literature para hindi na tayo pabalik-balik sa mga researches na nilagay natin at para hindi rin tayo mawala. So yun na nga. For this part, Chapter 5, Summary of Findings, Conclusions, and Recommendations. So, summary of findings. What is it? No? It's just simply reporting. And you're gonna report kung ano yung mga natagpuan mo. Don't interpret. You don't have to put implications. Just state the results objectively and factually. No? Stick to what the data literally says. Don't use words na mga suggest, proves, or implies when it comes to the summary. Kasi itong section na to, it's a neutral bridge between the numbers that you found out and the arguments that you're trying to make. Okay? So, dapat objective. Lagay mo lang sa summary kung ano yung mga natagpuan mo. Save all the analysis and why it matters for the recommendation. Again, just simply report it, yung summary. And mapapansin nyo may particular order when it comes to writing the summary of findings. You use your SOP order. And so far, as you would notice, we always use the SOP order in writing the results. Pansin nyo ba, sinundan natin yung order ng SOP. And even in the summary of findings, you may say that it's kind of redundant, pero in the summary, sinushorten na lang natin yung results. And you're writing it in a way uh, na you're not trying to interpret and you're just trying to list down all the findings. You use key numbers, state the main findings in simple language, again, lowest to highest. And this is an example, right? As you would notice, na from this, of course, we start with a paragraph introducing the section. And in the summary of findings, yun na nga, mapapansin nyo na direct to the point na shows, di ba? Wala lang sinuggest, binigay na yung numbers, it focused on the highest, ano yung lowest, kahit yung middle wag yun na isama kasi you're just given a limited amount of space to writing the summary. Kasi kung inulit mo rin lahat na natagpuan mo, di parang inulit mo na rin yung chapter 4. So you just congest everything into one paragraph. Again, do not include citations kasi in this part, this is your original findings, okay? Keep it concise, tulad ng nito, to 1 to 3 sentences per objective. Tandaan yung mga SOP nyo. 1 to 3 sentences, maybe you could focus on the highest, the lowest, okay? Mga ganong klase. And again, don't put any implications. Yeah, do not reference chapter 4 table figures. Yun yung na kailangan ilagay uli yung mga tables kasi summary na lang naman ito eh. Walang punto ang summary na mahaba. Kasi kung ang summary ay mahaba, di na summary na yun. It's just a repetition. So we just try to summarize. Now, moving on. Conclusion na tayo agad. What is the difference between conclusion and summary of findings? That's a good question na alam ko tatanungin nyo. In conclusion, right, you synthesize the entire study's outcome and final meaning. In summary of findings, you just simply restate the results. So sa madaling salita, in summary of findings, you just try to pinpoint the results. In conclusion, you go back to the practical implication of the study. Babalikan mo yung purpose, babalikan mo yung hypothesis. In conclusion, now you're trying to answer the hypothesis. Diba, nag-iwan tayo na hypothesis should be approve or disprove, di ba? Dito na papasok sa conclusion yun. Okay? So, ito naman, basic. It should focus on the hypothesis, the conclusion. Okay? Should it focus on the hypothesis? Yes. The conclusion should definitely focus on the hypothesis, but in a synthesized way. The conclusion is where you state whether your main and alternative hypothesis would be accepted or rejected. Should it be 1 or 2 sentences? Well, it should follow a general format. So this is an example of conclusion. Sa study na does online learning have an impact on practical skill application? As you would notice on the conclusion, sinasabi na agad Results show that different types of online learning can improve important skills like professionalism, critical thinking, and communication. Yun, right? So, one sentence yun. One sentence on about the result. Now, sa second sentence, however, there is still a weak link between online learning and practical skills improvement. This suggests that teaching methods needs to be more integrated to improve online learning outcomes. So, sa madaling salita, it looks back at the hypothesis. It it accepts the null hypothesis and rejects the alternative hypothesis. So, conclusion, just like the summary, hindi kailangan mahaba. Kailangan maikli lang naman siya. Now, moving on to the recommendations. Recommendations, dito na pumapasok ano ba mga natutunan nyo sa subject na ito. Now, you're giving recommendations. And of course, you can't give any recommendations if you're not the expert of something. Yan ka pinanghuli natin itong thesis eh. Diba? Kasi dito na talaga pumapasok ano mga natutunan nyo sa koleyo. Right? This is the final action-oriented section of your thesis. You give recommendations. Its purpose is to suggest concrete steps based directly on your study's findings. You don't give recommendations na wala namang relationship sa natagpuan mo. It moves the discussion from what you found to what should happen next. So, natagpuan mo na yung problema, natagpuan mo na yung mga resulta. Ano na yung gagawin natin next? Hindi natin iwanan sila sa ere, okay? It should be specific and actionable. And you would notice addresses multiple audiences, priority based on the significance of the study. And lastly, there is an optional but very powerful making a SMART goal for one of your recommendations. So, this is an example, okay? Of course, recommendation part. You write a brief sentence about it or brief paragraph about it. And as you would notice, yung outline, table, pwede ba siyang table? Pwede ba siyang paragraph? It could be both. Basta importante you follow the structure. Yung way of presenting the recommendations is based on the beneficiary. Balikan natin yung significance of the study. Sa significance of the study, you had 3 to 4 beneficiaries of your study. And yun na magiging outline. Siyempre, yung primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary. Right? Yeah. In writing your key recommendations, you could simply give one course of action na pwede nilang gawin. And kung may mga real-life examples and models kayo na pwedeng i-cite, lagyan nyo na rin yun. Again, madali lang naman i-research yan. Right? This is very important para kung magbigay ka na recommendations, at least evidence-based, may mga gumagawa na. Okay? Now, this is optional but very powerful. You write a SMART goal for your primary beneficiary. And in this study, ang primary beneficiary is working students. The key recommendation is a structured self-audit tool for students to link online sessions to actual workplace tasks. Yun yung naging recommendation para sa study na to. And by using a SMART goal, of course, alam nyo, kung naalala nyo pa yun, SMART, okay, the acronym SMART, S for being specific. Ang goal is 80% of working students, right, will successfully complete 4 quarterly self-audit reflections. That is specific. Measurable, again, nagbigay ng number, 80%, yun yung magiging basihan for the beneficiaries. Achievable, of course, achievable kasi ginagamit pa rin yung mga platforms na kailangan. And of course, may mga actions na kailangan gawin. Relevant because it directly addresses the issue of a practical skill transfer that is very weak. And it's time-bound because nilagay na natin over one full academic year. Alright? So, yun lang siya. Mabilis na naman. Of course, you could always refer to the attached documents na nilagay ko. And if you have any other questions, message nyo lang ako, class.